Yeah, I guess.
Hello and welcome to this week's episode of 9 to 5 Nerds with Robert Swathwood, Corey Urkel,
Heyo.
and for lack of trying,
Bump, bump,
lack of a better option, or really trying to find, Anthony's been gone for a while. He's been busy. Brian's boring. Lacey mumbles. Travis lives far away.
I'm sorry.
So, back as a guest is Katrina Swathwood.
It's like she's always here.
Sorry.
We do
I
live
kind of
together.
live here.
We don't really have... So I'm going to say we don't really have a topic to talk about, and then people are not going to want to listen to the podcast and just want to turn it off.
We're freeballing it.
We're freeballing. We're winging it.
Ad-libbing.
I can say that something happened this week where I got more excited than I have in a long time. Like, I read the news when it hit the interwebs, and first it was one of the guys from Skybound that tweeted it, and I was like, it's April 4th. Maybe I didn't see the article on April 1st, and so I looked at it and it said April 4th. I was like, huh. And then CBR, which is Comic Book Resources, started to put it out, and then it was all over Twitter that Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg are with Universal, and they are doing a Invincible movie, which, if you don't know, kind of sucks because it's a really good book, but it is Robert Kirkman, who is the creator of Walking Dead, his second longest running comic book series, which, if you haven't taken the time to look at it, is a lot of times it's better than The Walking Dead. It's a really good book.
It's by far a favorite over Walking Dead for me.
Yeah, I kind of go back and forth on which one I like better depending on what storyline's going on.
Such different genre. It's hard to compare that.
We compare all kinds of stupid shit on here all the time.
I would say if you like zombies, if more than superheroes, you're going to like Walking Dead better.
Well, I like comics, and I like both of them, and they're by the same person, so I'm comparing them.
Okay.
God.
So... I just don't want to say
Touchy.
one's better than another. Yeah. Why are you so...
I like it better
You
than
can
the other.
compare anything. We compare multiple different kinds of genres of movies. I mean,
Doesn't mean I don't like the Walking Dead comic at all.
As somebody that likes both of them,
right.
I'm saying that at different times each one is better than the other
If
one.
I had to
even though the
choose-
popularity of Walking Dead is much higher than the popularity of Invincible. I guarantee if you looked at sales, Walking Dead sells way more.
I'm sure. It has a show for one, which helps.
I think it sold more even before the show was on.
I'm sure that's why I got the show.
Probably. You're probably right. But Invincible probably sells more than Outcast, and Outcast got a show.
Interesting.
Kick-Ass had a fucking movie before 2 issues were out.
Yeah. But like what did you say earlier, that it was shopped around for a while? Some people had rights to it?
Some people had rights to it, I believe.
Yeah.
Well, he had his thing on MTV where they did the little comic.
Yeah, they did a motion comic, which was kind of cool.
They just take the comic book art and just kind of wiggle
Flash
it around.
through it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of. And they put voices to it and stuff.
So it was like a step above audiobook?
Yeah, and it was on, I want to say it was online. You could do it. They had a couple years at Comic-Con ago. A couple years ago at Comic-Con, they had little cards with like the first issue on it. And you could type in the code and watch it online. And it was cool. But back to this. At certain times, Invincible actually is a lot better than Walking Dead as far as storylines go. And for the record, Corey, The Walking Dead is not a book about zombies. It's a book about people surviving.
Not aliens.
Not aliens, yet. But with the news, I freaked out. I got really excited, but it made me... Same thing with Walking Dead when the show came on. It made me think about characters that I haven't seen in a long time. That, like Shane, who you knew was going to come back, even though you haven't seen him since the first, it was like 6 issues.
Yeah, so you got to go back to...
So what do you think about like Rex Explode?
Yeah, I was thinking about Rex Explode.
Nice.
And the whole first little group they were in. You don't remember?
No, I was going to say, the people I remember, there was the one superhero group. The first issue they got introduced, they got wiped out. Except one, I think, who was like Immortal Man.
Yeah. He looks...
I can't remember. They're basically the Avengers, but there's a whole issue spent on just building them up, and then at the last 2 pages they were gathered to a meeting, and just like swooping in, speed of light, they all got decapitated by...
Hey. You don't want to say by who it's by, because what if somebody hasn't read it?
I don't know
or
his
seen the
name
movie?
either, so I was going to pause for you to fill it in.
Well, I mean, with the news that the movie's coming out, I don't know if we want to get too far into
They
spoilers.
might even show that. I mean, that could be something that's not in it. I don't know.
I don't know.
Because how far are they even going to get in the story?
What kind of liberties they're going to take with it? You have no idea.
It would be weird if they just made a single standalone movie. There's so much source material.
But at least they could end a point, and then if it got picked up for more, they would have other stories to tell.
I feel like the only way that they could make a standalone movie is if they took the character and wrote an individual script like they do with any other superhero.
They'd have to cut, like, everything always. It gets trimmed down, though. You lose so much.
Yeah.
Would you be mad?
Oh, yeah. There's enough material in there, but I mean, this is on a different scale than any other. I'm sure it doesn't have the budget of a Spider-Man. It's not going to have a $300 million budget. But this is going to have, like, the beginning of the story starts with just, like, a kid in high school who gets his superpowers. But, I mean, it goes into where it explores other planets. So it would be like Spider-Man and Guardians of the Galaxy all at once.
Yeah.
I bet you. No idea. I read the book a little bit. I can't remember. I wouldn't even be able to tell you how many issues. But I think it would make for a nice movie, like, complete whole. I mean, I'm assuming if they didn't show... Maybe if they showed the other planet, like, I'm going to explain this horribly, and, like, a background, but if the main conflict from start to finish was kind of his father and, like, that whole conflict.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know in the comic where they ended up, but I don't think it will... Like, he becomes, like, the Guardian of Earth or something, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
I doubt that would happen in the first movie, if anything.
You're probably right. I don't think they'd be able to...
Like, it would probably be like a halfway twist in the movie, realize the villain's his dad. That seems like something.
Whoa.
Is that a spoiler?
For anybody that hasn't read the book or
because that's issue, like, 4, at best, at worst.
It's in the first, like, 8 issues.
Because if I read it,
yeah. So now that Corey already gave it up,
that's like the biggest non-spoiler. That's it was zombies in Walking Dead. Oops.
Well, I would
spoiler.
I would assume that the movie would end with the showdown between him and his dad.
Makes sense.
And then, like,
I don't know if I ever got there.
And then, like, a last part being, you know, him ended up becoming, like, the Guardian of Earth, like you would say.
Mid-credit sequence, somebody comes down. We need you.
Who plays Cecil?
I don't know. Cecil. Who'd be a good Cecil? Clark Gregg? No?
Who'd be a good dad?
J.K. Simmons?
What about Jeff Bridges?
Jeff Bridges would be fine. Yeah, as a
he's a sneaky
Cecil.
person.
As his dad?
Yeah.
Like a young Tom Selleck because of his mustache?
You need somebody who could be like, I mean...
all-knowing?
An old Superman, basically. He doesn't have to have
Ben
a
Affleck?
mustache, necessarily. I'll say, too bad Kurt Russell probably everything Guardians.
He'd be okay. I mean, he already played the all-powerful superhero in Sky High.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a good movie, too. Somebody said Angstrom Levy would be Lenny James, the guy that plays Morgan. That would be pretty good. Let me see if anybody has...
James
Yeah,
Franco
but
as the main character would be good.
What?
I like the kid from...
That's all they do. Did you already say who is running it, producing it, or whatever?
Seth
Yeah,
Rogen.
yeah.
Okay. And what do you think
They
about that?
haven't showed up in Preacher at all, so...
Yeah.
I mean, I just pulled up the IMDb. They don't have... I don't know. Do you know what they're going to do? Like, is Evan Goldberg going to direct it?
I have no idea.
If he does...
I think they're the creative team right now.
He did This Is the End in the Interview, Preacher, and some other future
I always thought
stuff.
the guy that was in Eurotrip... I mean, he's a little older now, but he comes off as somebody that has that look.
Does he still act?
Well, I mean, he's too old
For
now.
Mark Grayson?
Yeah.
How old is he?
He's too old now.
No.
But how old is he?
He's 3 years older than I am.
He's supposed to be in high school.
Yeah.
Too bad they couldn't get the guy who plays Spider-Man. The new Spider-Man.
Tom Holland?
Yeah.
I wonder, Invincible casting...
Rumors?
ideas? Let's see what people have.
Well, I know Universal's had the viewing option since 2015, so a bunch of people have been talking about it for a while.
I don't know a lot of teenage actors.
I don't either. I have no idea about any...
Up and coming?
Yeah. It'd probably be a relatively unknown person because they'd want to sign them for like 6 movies just in case.
Someone Disney-based?
The perfect cast for an Invincible movie. General discussion. Dylan O'Brien. I have no idea who that is. John Hamm as Omni-Man. His dad.
I would like that.
That's what I.
That'd be okay.
That'd be good.
John Krasinski as Alan the Alien.
No.
This says CGI. You wouldn't have a problem with him doing the voice?
He's not goofy.
Ashley Judd as Debbie Grayson, his mom. I'd be okay with that.
That's not bad.
It says Molly Quinn as Adam Eve. I don't like that at all. John Voight as Cecil. I could see
Okay. Yeah.
that. Peter Dinklage as Dinosaurus.
Okay, they're not even going to get that far.
No, I know. Josh Brolin as Thrag.
That's going way too
Randy
far.
Couture as Conquest. Who's doing this?
Some
Josh
jackass.
Brolin already has got to be in the next few Avenger movies.
Who?
Josh Brolin.
Oh, he is. Who the heck is Dylan O'Brien? Dylan.
No idea.
Dylan O'Brien. Who is this guy? He's on Teen Wolf.
Oh,
That's
see?
why we don't know who
That
it
explains
is.
it.
Look like this. That's. I mean, I don't know.
If he could act, fine. He looks like a teenage.
Person.
Heartthrob. Well, he's on Teen Wolf.
Yeah.
But no, I'm super excited about it. I probably sent out I don't tweet a ton,
Yeah, you did.
but I sent out probably 5 to 10 tweets. I do like John Hamm as. See, I'm looking at these casting rumors, and this is from 2012,
Right.
2010. Where's
It's old.
I bet you when it starts getting a little further, people start coming with some new.
Yeah, I'm sure. But it's a cool book. If you haven't read it, it's definitely worth picking up. The trades are cheap.
There's a lot of them. How many issues are you on?
There's 130 something right now.
And now it's going to have a definitive end, which we talked about.
Yeah, they're on their last story arc right now.
The question: how many movies would it take? Now, skim the fat, or trim the fat, skim over it.
You could probably do it in 3 or 4 if you really cut it down.
You think so?
There's a lot of big events that happen in it,
Right, and Robot has his own story arc for a while, and
but they'd probably cut that out.
We don't need a lot of side story. We need the big.
right, that's what I'm saying.
Big game
probably,
changers.
Probably 3 movies. You could do a trilogy out of it. That would be cool. And you gotta. I'm sure it's gonna have a pretty decent budget with it being Universal, and
Has Universal made comic book movies?
I don't know.
I don't know either. That's funny. So I was just the movie they had made was The Interview with Evan Goldberg and them, but that was Sony who released that. I was going to look at what their budget was to see how much money they get trusted with, but if that's a different company,
Yeah.
whole different ballgame.
Yeah.
Universal's got the Harry Potter money, so
Huh? That's Warner Brothers. Warner
Really?
Brothers made Harry
Yeah.
Potter, yeah.
well, they have to get something for what happened in the theme parks.
Who? Warner Brothers?
Universal.
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
and yes.
I'm trying to...
Licensing.
Yeah. Upcoming comic book films that aren't... What? How do you find... Has Universal made comic book superhero movies list? No. Universal...
Yeah, they really don't care about what you're putting in there.
Universal comic movies. They didn't do Kick-Ass, did they?
I don't know who bought that. I mean, they didn't produce it, but they could have distributed it because they made that solo, didn't they? Without money, without backing.
I don't know.
When they premiered at Comic-Con, weren't they freaking out?
I don't know, but I don't think everybody here wants to listen to me look up shit on
Who made what?
Facebook.
Universal
Google?
Studios comic book film.
Darkman.
What you haven't seen?
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
They make the Hulk.
That's why I looked at it, but because what popped up was
Yeah, that picture.
it was Hulk, the Incredible Hulk, but by 2008 Marvel was making its own movies unless they already owned the Hulk.
You sure even for that one,
Kick-Ass, Howard the Duck, Kick-Ass 2, Mystery Men, Barbed Wire, and Darkman.
Mystery Man's the best one. So
I like Kick-Ass better than Mystery Men. I do like Mystery
that
Men.
was a joke. It's not a good movie. It's tolerable. We like it for the people in it, but it's not a great movie.
Not for the content.
Yeah.
Somebody posted an article today that said enjoyment of trash films linked to high intelligence study finds, and the main picture on it is Is that
Why would you say
why
that?
can't I think what the
Robert?
movie's called? The Room.
The Room.
Um,
Have you watched this TV show yet?
no, I still haven't watched
It's
it
still
yet.
sitting there.
It's still sitting up there.
No shit.
Yeah, it's
It's
under
in the stack.
It's under Lord of the Rings and Captain America and Dogma and Heat. The other ones I've watched except for Heat.
What the fuck?
I'm sorry. I can't help it. Didn't you have something you wanted to talk about, Corey?
Oh, I forgot. I was reading.
We had this discussion today, and let's see how you feel. I kind of mentioned it to her about the whole Impractical Jokers thing.
Yeah. So, funny season. I didn't watch the new episodes yet, but...
The one with Murr.
What are we on? Season 6?
Something like that. Yeah, they've been around for
It's
a long
funny season,
time now.
but you haven't watched the newest ones yet?
The newest one.
Okay.
This week's episode.
Yesterday.
Okay.
Uh,
I don't think I watched it either. I was walking around doing stuff.
but we've been watching it for a long time. I remember just made a reference, my brother, to the first episode we watched. I was like, I remember watching that for the first time, and it was like almost cry laughing. The one moment was they're doing character drawings
On
of
the boardwalk?
wherever the hell they were, and I just remember like they told Sal to say, "Beauty's in the eye of the beholder." And looking at you, Raj, ooh, or something like that.
Yeah.
I flipped the picture and he had painted Hitler eating a banana, and I fucking lost it.
I think right around that same time they did the one where they had to get rid of all the sunscreen.
You had to squeeze it
Yeah.
on people.
That was so good.
Yeah. I still laugh every episode out loud, which I think that'd be hard to do after 6 seasons of the same old, like, it's not the same old shit.
Well, it's
Yeah,
obviously getting
but-
harder.
Some of the punishments are okay. Some are
This
really
last one
good.
was stupid.
I remember you saying that. I guess from describing, I wasn't a big fan of like the cats on Sal, but considering how much he hates them, I guess it's okay.
Because it's a real punishment.
Yeah, I mean, I think having to stand up and do a song number dressed as Dracula is pretty fucking horrible.
I have a question for you. Actually, I asked Katrina this question recently, and this is more along the lines of the stupid shit we talk about. Okay, once put on cereal, what is milk? A beverage, a sauce, or a broth?
I've seen that asked, and I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? I mean, you have to have an interpretation on what it would be, right?
It's not a beverage because it's.
But you still drink it when you're done.
Not everybody.
Do you not drink your milk when you're done eating your cereal?
For the sake of this argument, never.
So, yes, you do. So, once the cereal's gone, it could be a beverage.
Have you ever eaten cold soup?
Yeah,
Gazpacho?
there you go. It's supposed to be cold.
I would call it none of the above.
Really?
Yeah,
Then what is it?
it's cereal.
It's a broth.
Cereal sits in it?
Yeah, it sits in it. It soaks in it. No, you don't
No,
like
he
that?
doesn't like that. He wants to
No.
think about cereal as a broth.
Yeah, I guess.
Do you still have to call cream of wheat one of those?
Robert's really
I love
sweet.
cream of wheat. Man, this
Sorry.
is a terrible podcast. Another one I said, and there somebody asked the question. It said, if you could go back in time and eliminate 3 musical acts, who would they be?
Deftones.
From history?
Yeah, you can eliminate.
How
3
morbid!
You can
You
eliminate.
could have changed the world. Hitler could have won.
You could
Through
eliminate.
music?
Who knows?
I don't think any of us are too super into music to.
No,
like-
it's like the obvious, like Nickelback.
Well, I said like the Beatles, Michael Jackson, and
wanna
Pink
eliminate them?
Floyd.
Elvis Presley?
From history?
Yeah,
Why?
just because how drastic would it change?
Why are you being a jerk and taking away the best music?
Yeah,
That's the point.
I would say like it's like get rid of the Biebs. Who else is just annoying? I don't know.
But has he really impacted music and taken it somewhere?
I mean, I'm thinking more of annoyance for me.
Yeah,
You
see, you have to
personally?
open your mind.
I could save so many
Out
little
of the
girls.
box.
Like, what music has ruined society, though? I
I have not ruined society, it's just taken music in a different
direction.
direction.
bad one.
No, that's not what...
I would have had Tupac killed. Oh wait, I already did.
I was.
God.
I can't remember what my real answers were. I had some actual answers, but it was so long since I've.
Like Jimi Hendrix.
Chuck Berry. Oh wait, I just did.
You didn't eliminate him from history.
Yeah, like way before.
He's just.
He doesn't like this question.
You don't like this question?
I
Well,
think,
you said you wanted to talk
I
about
think
something.
Back to the Future ruined his legacy. It made it look like he got his most famous song from a white man.
This
This is your cousin, Marvin Berry. You want to hear that new sound you've been looking for? Listen to this. It's Michael J. Fox.
Did you bring anything you actually want to talk about, Corey? Since we just went through those 2 questions I had, and we didn't really
Because he didn't like them.
prep for this. This is one of those ones that might not even go up.
I did not like him.
What, the questions?
Yeah.
None of the above, and then
Why would you do that?
I have to pick one of your 3 answers?
yeah.
I feel like
It was like a multiple choice question.
it's like D, none of the above, because it's better than all
D
of
was
those.
not an option.
D's always an option.
Oh, my 3 real ones were Tool. I hate Tool.
Yeah, me too.
That's fucking garbage.
I'm not a... I think Tool's okay.
Modest Mouse.
I think they're okay.
I hate Modest Mouse. And Pearl Jam.
Those are people who annoy you.
Yeah. I can't stand Eddie Vedder's voice. I can't stand the guy from Modest Mouse. And I can't stand the guy from Tool. I hate the way they sing. I hate all 3 of their voices. Like it's almost like nails on a chalkboard. I hate them so much.
See, those he chose like out of spite.
That's fine. I can't think of a voice that bothers me. I would choose people who seem like douchebags in real life, which is why I say Deebs.
So Eddie Vedder, the guy that sings in Modest Mouse, and the guy that plays Tool.
I don't know of any of those stories.
Maynard, whatever his name is.
Yeah,
They all flipped out.
he seems like a tool, and he seems
But
super arrogant. Eddie Vedder, they've had him interviews of his whole life, and he would give interviews, and then all of a sudden he was like,
What about Oasis? You always told me you hate
I like their music, so why would I eliminate them?
because
They
they
may be
spit on
dicks,
fans or
but-
something.
No, they spit on the floor. But I mean, I don't care. I like their music.
Oh, so
See, I was thinking about destroying music future.
Yeah.
That would be my angle.
could you eliminate the Blink-182 member you don't like?
No, this is musical acts. Not
1/3 of them.
I did. He's gone.
Better replacement.
I'd have to think about number 2 and 3. I mean,
Who's one? Nickelback?
yeah, it's fine. I don't know any Nickelback songs, but they're universally disliked.
That's like cliche to
Yeah, so
Like you can ruin Brian's life and get rid of Korn.
get rid of Korn.
I don't know any of their songs. Do I?
Really? They even...
It's one of the things. I probably know a couple of songs,
You
but
probably do.
top of my head, I don't.
They probably had a good 15 or 20 singles.
Yeah. During that
Yeah.
crucial single period.
Late 90s, early
I
2000s.
think I knew one actually. It was "Word Up."
That's
that
that's
was
a
old.
cover.
It is, but the
it's
music
not
video
that
is playing on.
It's not as old as it's like Freak on a
I
Leash.
think it's like me in
Yeah.
high school. Old.
Really?
Yeah.
I think it's over. It's like a decade.
Wasn't that a
but-
mashup with Deftones?
No.
No, I'm thinking of something else.
Yeah, you're thinking of something different. This isn't even going to get published.
Poor Robert.
Can I get rid of Celine Dion?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can.
And Michael Bolton. Fuck that guy.
You love Michael Bolton.
I love all his songs. I just can't choose. Do you know any Michael Bolton songs?
When a man loves a woman.
That's what I was going to say. Is that it?
That's
How
all
many?
people know.
How many?
You're not a housewife.
How many Clash songs can you name, Katrina?
Oh,
Train in Vain.
fuck yeah! Get rid of that,
London
dude.
Calling.
Get rid of Clash.
What is wrong with the Clash?
What's
can't
not
just-
wrong with the
Okay.
Clash?
So horrible. Can't understand a word he's saying. Coming from
How
me.
am I supposed to live without you? That's a Michael
There you
Bolton
go.
song.
How
Yeah.
does that go?
I'm not gonna sing it. How am I supposed to live without
That sounds
you?
familiar. Okay.
Good job.
Is that's the highlight of the
Not I'm Captain Jack Sparrow.
yeah.
I know that one.
I'm looking at
I'm
one
sure
of the
that
songs is "Can I Touch You There."
I'm sure they're all going to be so
We got
feminine.
"How Am I Supposed to Live Without You?" When a man loves a woman, said I loved you, but I lied. Go the distance, Hercules.
Really?
Nice.
Yeah, he does it on that. You know how the person that does it in the movie doesn't always do it on the soundtrack. It's like
They do both.
they do both.
Yes. He did the non-movie,
That's like the girl that did Elsa's voice
Yeah.
sang it, and then Demi Lovato, I think.
which I didn't.
Sing it.
I remember seeing that and not liking it as much.
Yeah, I didn't like it either. Missing you now. How can we be lovers? A love so beautiful. Can I touch you there? That's what love is all
I
about.
didn't have this love in the title. because
Time,
it shot-
love, and tenderness.
No.
Love is a wonderful thing. The best of love.
No wonder he was on the Love Special.
All for
Right?
love. I'm trying to see if there's any more love ones.
That's
Wait on
hysterical.
love. Love my love. Soul of my love.
Okay.
Everybody's love. I'm just adding love to his already the other songs now.
Nice.
We went from Invincible to...
Michael Bolton.
We're just trying to fill shit. This is an off episode because we're in between.
We didn't even finish talking about Impractical Jokers.
Oh yeah.
Did you tell you, Katrina, anything?
Kind of.
I'm the oddball on this, but when they had what do you call the thing at the end?
The punishment.
The punishment. It was cues in the art studio. You watched that one?
Yeah, I saw that.
It was so bad.
It was bad.
I was just when the producer came in. I like how they show behind the scenes now.
Mm-hmm.
So, but he said, "Okay, guys, gotta explain. But here's what's going to happen. We're going to get you all hooked up with art sets and free art lessons." And I was like, I would have taken money. And I was like, I was under the assumption that anybody who signed a release was getting financially compensated.
No.
And then, I got rebuked by everybody. I was like, I wouldn't sign a release if I didn't get compensation. And that's where the argument stemmed.
I can't understand why you
would think
that you would
get
think.
money?
Not only would you think that you get money, but I don't understand. It came down to where if you look like a complete asshole, like Zach Braff and Punked, if you like hit a kid or something.
We started talking about like why you wouldn't want to show your face. I was like, I wouldn't want my face on national TV for one, whether or not I was a dick or not. But if I was a dick, definitely not, obviously.
And I don't understand what the big deal is.
I said I think it's just a privacy thing.
But you have a Facebook account.
Yeah, it's not on national TV.
Yeah, but you can search
anybody
by
can
phone
see
number.
it. You could
Yeah,
search your
if they
phone
know
number.
my name and stuff.
No.
It's not.
You can be searched by your phone number.
Oh, that too. Okay, but
you can't-
I'm not.
That's how we find people.
I'm not being
in my
broadcasted on.
But the people that see you on Practical Jokers aren't going to know your
I don't
name.
have my phone number on Facebook.
Oh,
I don't either.
There's ways. That's how we go and find people doing
Imagine
stuff.
It says update your security. I just have a password. I don't have it linked to like my email. Well, if I lose my password, it has to text my phone.
Right.
I don't have that with Facebook.
There's ways around stuff like that. But anyways,
But anyway, so I think I'm just a very proud person. I think there's a difference between being seen by millions of people on TV and having a public Facebook account.
It's just you're never going to see any of these people. Like I we'll get back into the discussion. Obviously, I can't understand that part.
Whether or not it is something like I won't be recognized like on the street, obviously. Unless I was a real tool.
look at me.
But it's open for ridicule for people who I know who have seen it. Or anything.
So you don't want to be on there so like people at work don't make fun of you for being on there.
Yeah, I mean some people are in like movies and stuff and their friends and family can look at those and laugh.
So what you're saying is you can dish it out but you can't take it.
He doesn't want to take it.
I just prefer not to set myself up. It's like, why even lob up the ball to try having your friends hit it out of the park?
Then why are you gaining so much weight?
Not on national TV, I can...
What does that have to do then?
He's setting himself up for ridicule.
There's always something to ridicule. I just try... You leave as little ammo as possible.
For someone who's always stared at, you just stop realizing it.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
But... And I was surprised there's no... I wonder if you were True TV or something, and I figure the more blurred faces are, the worse an episode may be, whether or not you don't get to see all the reaction. But I wonder if at any point they're like, okay, we're not getting anybody to sign, we gotta compensate more or something.
I think they would just scrap.
I don't think they ever compensate anybody. I think the only reason they did it this time is because there were children involved.
Right. And you don't... It's different when you're messing with kids.
I bet you for every finale they have planned. Like, I don't know. I don't think he just pulled out of a hat all of a sudden. Like,
what do you mean?
Well, they knew there were going to be kids in that studio.
Yeah, I bet you.
So how do you reassure a child that their stuff is not horrible where someone's going around and Xing through it? Like, that could be very damaging.
Yeah. I'm sure that's the only time they show the producer talking to people, and I bet you it's more common that people get set up with wherever they're being pranked at. If they're at a yoga studio, hey guys, you're on Hidden Camera Show, but we're going to give you a whole free lesson, a yoga package.
Well, but that's not really true. I mean, they're giving him something they were expecting to get anyways.
Possibly.
I mean, if you go to a yoga class, you expect to take a yoga class. If somebody fucks with you, they're just...
We don't know the extent of
I would be
willing
to bet anything you want to bet that it is such a minority of people that actually, first of all, say no. Because
obviously, 90% of people always show their face.
Yeah, and then...
But they also do probably 8 hours worth of
Oh yeah, sometimes
filming
they film
for
all
like
day.
at least like it's like a 10-minute segment. So
Yeah, sometimes they film all day.
yeah.
I mean, it's crazy.
So granted, I wonder if they pick and choose based on who signs the release or what's funnier.
I think they don't care who signs the release. I think they care on what the reaction is because they can use their voice even if they blur out their face.
No, that's legal.
So
But it would be kind of dumb if a whole, like, say, if they're sitting in the park and asking people, look at my Tinder profile. If that person's face is blurred the whole time, so you don't get the minute, or, like, the close-up of them going, the fuck are you talking about?
yeah,
Like, when it's passerbys and you do, like, jump cuts, like, having one person's face blurred out isn't the worst thing in the world. But for, like, those segments, you figure those people gotta sign a release, or that really, they gotta find a new person to do it with.
I would be willing to bet that the only time that they ever reimburse somebody is when they would have lost money or lost out on something because they were messed with. Like the people who had their food stolen. I'm sure the people were like, "Hey,
They probably got coupons.
we're gonna pay for your meal," or whatever stuff like that. I highly doubt they're
Do you think
ever
that
like,
happens in all the food places then when they mess up people's
Oh yeah,
orders?
yeah.
At least comp the food for one,
Yeah.
but I'm sure they get.
Or replace
But
it.
I highly doubt
Yeah.
they were like, "Hey, we need this. Here's $1,000," unless it was something that was so good that they can't
Scrap it.
scrap it.
That'd be interesting. What do you think an episode's worth, or the budget is? Think they spend a lot of money? Because
Well, at this point, the salary of the Jokers has to be pretty
Well,
big
their
because
staff.
should I Google it?
yeah,
They have a huge staff.
and they have a huge staff.
And it's catered every day. And
It's bigger than I think you realize when you only see 4 people on
Well, they
camera.
had an hour special that was behind the scenes. There's a ton of people on there.
Did I watch that?
well, they have assistants for it.
And then listening to Tell 'em Steve Dave and
Productions are
hearing Q
huge.
talk about how many people are on
Yeah.
staff.
Like when they filmed the Sal punishment underwater, just the amount of technical setup they had to do for one.
Right.
Yeah.
You have to have experts in those
So,
fields too.
do you think that show will cost anywhere near what a regular show
No.
that costs?
No.
Because they even said they use cheaper cameras and
Salaries.
yeah, the guys don't make as much.
I'm just doing it.
It's on True TV. It's
Yeah.
not on like a network channel.
But they've built that station at this point.
Right.
True. I wouldn't watch True TV if it wasn't on. Which got me. I watch Carbonara sometimes, or
Yeah, every once
I
in
feel
a
like
while.
it's something else
Did you ever
on the
watch
channel.
that crossover?
Yeah, it was okay.
They
I
show,
had something I had
unless
to
you-
say.
I could look up net worth for them all too. I don't know if that helps.
Well, Q doesn't have to be a fireman anymore.
Yeah.
They make good money.
Was he when they started filming a fireman?
Yeah.
Okay, and he quit that to go full time.
No,
He
he went
went on
on
leave.
he went on leave. He just officially had to retire because you can go on leave for like 4.5 years.
Really?
They did a big Tell 'em
No
Steve Dave
captain
thing,
for him.
and they threw the firemen threw a whole party for them or for him, and it was probably like 4 or 5 months ago he quit. Silence.
Oh, why you look this up?
It's kind of hard to look up, but I think the amount of people that were like, I don't want my face on here for privacy purposes. I imagine that'd be less than 1% of the people that show up on there. I think the majority of people that were like, I don't want you to see my face, is because their response was them being
They're
an
embarrassed,
asshole or they were
yeah.
embarrassed.
I can see that, mustache guy.
Yeah,
They kept that
they
one
didn't
out.
blur out his mustache though.
Did they not?
No, they had his mustache clear as day. But I that doesn't bother me. Like, we had a situation where I fell asleep at a party and somebody took a Snapchat picture of me and sent it around the work, and you were like, I would be irritated, and I was like, I don't care.
Yeah, I don't want pictures sent around to people I don't know of me sleeping. But you don't care at all.
No, not even like
Remotely. I think that's creepy. Or for one,
It's creepy.
An invasion of privacy, whatever. But
how is it an invasion of? That's
So you like to edit photos of people, but you don't want people taking them of you.
yeah,
you want to edit people's wedding pictures to look like they got married to somebody else.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
too.
did I post that on the
The
internet?
only
Yes, you did.
Yes, you did.
Where?
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
I have no idea.
I have a
You
printout.
made,
it's
you
probably-
made copies of it though and gave it to me and
I
showed
made-
other people.
Yeah, I made a copy. I think it's on MySpace, probably, if anything.
Well, there you go. See, you did something inappropriate.
Contributing.
Hypocrite.
Yeah, I just don't trust the Instagrams and the Snapchats. Since I'm not on there, I don't know what's going around. Who knows what they have on there.
STDs.
Kids are all on Emma's Snapchat story.
What's Emma's Snapchat story?
Lacey showed you
About what?
when she babysits the kids.
Oh, yeah. She took a picture of the boys and put it on Snapchat.
And who sees that?
Her friends.
Her friends or Lacey, her mom.
Not random strangers.
I have more of a problem with that than I do with people taking pictures of me because they're my kids. But I put tons of pictures of my kids up. So
Yeah, me too.
what does it matter?
Uh,
I put pictures of you up. So, I mean...
There's a lot of photos
Ugh.
on there
Of Corey?
of everybody.
Yeah, that's true. Pictures of you drinking, pictures of all kinds of stuff.
People sleeping on the floor.
Yeah.
At least with like Facebook, if somebody posts a photo and then tags you, you can see it, or you can take your name off of it or something.
See, Brittany has hers where she has to approve it before it goes up.
See, I like
That's how
that.
it should be.
But like, if there's any other Snapchats or Instagram, I would never see it in my life.
Like a recent picture that went up.
So who
Yeah.
knows? Yeah. So
Yeah, see, I don't know.
I think I'm just more into privacy.
No one knows that I'm here. I'll stay in my hole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, when's the last time you see me update Facebook for one? Also, it's just
Does this not count times where you fucking direct them solely to me?
During the whole
He's like, that's fun though.
during the whole election process, I did a couple funny things. For one, it's
How many did I bite on?
not any, I don't think.
I don't think any of them.
Yeah, but also because you see people spamming fake, if not fake news, just so one way to do is I just started liking things and make it so only those people would see what I liked. It's like, this is revenge.
Torture.
But if you go to my main page, it's like it'll be like two things in a year and a half's time, probably.
Well, my family up north doesn't get to see the kids, so I try to put photos up there so they can see what they look like.
Just do Snapchat.
I don't do Snapchat.
It's just, I don't know. It's weird to me. Like I don't get the when there's a video camera on every single corner and anybody can access.
Film you anyways.
Anybody?
If
There's
somebody
cameras
wanted
everywhere.
to get video footage of you, they could.
Anybody can get access. Show me by next week's podcast.
I think you can
So
request.
if by next week's podcast, if I have video of you, what will you give me?
I'd like a security camera
Yeah.
footage.
Footage. There it was.
Nice. Yes.
You can just go to the LP's office and say, "Hey, let me."
Bring me a disc.
Let's okay. After you quit Home Depot, then I give you a week.
You give me a week after I quit Home Depot to get
Security camera
security camera footage of you.
on me.
Footage.
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 Okay. What will you give me?
Terms.
The money I owe you, I guess.
What money do you owe me? Oh, for lunch today?
Yeah.
And lunch the other time? And all the other times? Fucking guy, man.
You need to keep
That's
that
your fault.
better account. Yeah.
Today wasn't my fault.
I was fishing through my wallet.
I put my credit card out and he was gonna...
He handed the bill to me after his card's on it. I have my wallet right in front of me, fishing through it, and then he comes and grabs the thing right from in front of me, like under me, and walks away.
Yeah.
Like, well, I guess I was going to pay.
Yeah, it happened rather quickly.
I was rather surprised.
No, stop.
We were in the fucked up part of... Man, nobody cares about that.
What do you mean? Oh, I want to know. What's going on?
We were in Mission Beach and it was just like, it's like a fucking third world country there where the houses are like...
Right
all the
next to
way
each
pressed
other?
up against each other and the streets are like only
Alleys?
wide enough for one car.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah, on the, like the strand going down from below Belmont.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's open registration for Comic-Con.
Life is going to be over as people know it.
Now that it's gotten this close, I have people that I haven't talked to in a long time
Oh, hey,
coming
Robert.
up to me. Hey.
Hey.
I was like, I don't have those avenues anymore, guys. I don't have the extra passes anymore.
Yeah.
The extra?
Well, not extra as in, here, you can borrow this, but extra as in, hey, can you buy me a pass? Hey, can you buy me a pass? Whether it be, because professional used to have extra passes.
Yeah.
And I got the passes I got. The three of us have passes, and I'm sorry, but I just don't care about
SOL?
anybody else.
No.
So,
I hear that. Unfortunately, what's the kid age cutoff?
12.
It'll come faster than you know.
Juniors?
And you'll be screwed.
I've got 5 years left.
Oh, he just won't go.
Yeah, I don't think that'll be the case.
Circling back, whether this is a true budget, there's a forum, people are asking. Budget per episode, I don't even know when this was written, I don't have a date. 300,000.
Per episode?
Yeah.
That's a lot. I didn't even think it would be that much.
Because how many episodes in a season?
When you pay 25 people 8-hour shifts, like it's just
It's more than 8 hours.
or whatever they do.
Prep work.
Like that's a lot of salary.
And
for
New
one.
York is
Yeah.
expensive.
You got to figure it's probably half of it's probably salary.
Yeah,
Because I bet you the Jokers aren't getting more than
Grips,
20,000 episodes.
People who work on productions make a lot of money.
Yeah.
and they linked to some videos, especially Q said something, but the net worth of Q and Joe is said to be around $500,000, Sal $400K, and Murr $1 million.
Why does Murr have so much more?
Endorsements.
That's what people asked down there. And they're like,
Clothes.
well, he's the VP of some production company for one, and
He said that in this last episode.
and for one, he's the head one who makes the deals and puts.
Oh. You know
He's
what's funny?
Mr. Moneybags.
Back in the day when I emailed them, and it was like the first or second season, he's the one that got back to me.
Yeah, what do we? I remember that. What do you email him?
I was going to
He
do an
wanted-
interview, and they
yeah.
wanted me to call in, but they were on New York time, and I was at work. I should have just taken the time off.
I remember something like
They
that.
wanted me to do a phone interview with him.
Yeah,
That was before they got as big as they were. We did a back and forth chat, but who knows who's actually answering the questions? You know what
Assistant to assistant.
yeah.
I mean? It was pretty early on, so it could have been them.
Yeah.
So,
I had forgotten that.
um,
But that is,
That's a
I
lot.
guess that's cheap for a show that gets their kind of ratings, for one. But they do a lot of episodes in a season.
it's 23, something like that.
I think I'm just judging on last one. I think it was 20 something.
Yeah, it's in the 20s. I don't know.
I wonder if that's like all expenses because feeding all those people costs a lot of money too.
Yeah, but like you said, if you figure $100,000 is salary, because those guys aren't making. If Andrew Lincoln's only making $100,000 an episode
Yeah.
for a show that's
On AMC.
10 times more popular,
Every episode, what? They go to 3 locations. So they've got to get like 3. If they go to a park, they don't have to pay. Oh, they pay.
they have permit fees for filming.
But that's negligible. But if you go to a store, I don't know what you owe them.
They probably have a contract in place because they get to advertise.
Yeah, I
their
bet you they don't
logos.
pay anything for
Yeah,
those stores.
no
Those
way.
places come to them.
Yeah.
That's
Please
like-
come shoot at my store.
That's
Give me
actually,
some publicity.
that's actually interesting. Have they gotten any big name places?
Costco, it looked like.
They did
the
White
first
Castle.
season. White Castle.
Oh, they did, huh?
I think early on they were probably like begging
ice
people to
cream
let them,
place.
but now it's like, hey, because it's like the supermarket. I'm sure they're like, hey, come do this here, because
Do they show like all the places? All
they
names?
talk about it at the beginning. They say we're at blank blank, so and so.
Oh, they do, huh?
Free advertising.
That is funny. I never thought about that.
Yeah, and I'm
I
sure
thought it was
that,
more of
like,
an inconvenience trying to find a place where hopefully people will recognize them, which has got to be a problem nowadays anyway.
Yeah. Well, they said they kind of filter them off, people that recognize them. Like there'll be people out in the crowd that if
Move
they,
along,
they start to
move
walk
along.
to them, they kind of filter them out of the.
And there's got to be some other like vetting process when they get 10 people in an interview room like to show a presentation. If any one of those people recognize them, it might be over. So there's got to be. I'm just
There might be a questionnaire. What TV stations do you watch?
yeah. I
What kind of
guess.
shows do you like?
People in New York are just too busy to watch TV.
That's true.
Yeah.
They're walking around outside a lot.
All the behind the scenes on that, it would be interesting. Like it is now when they show the extra 10
Like
minutes.
set up the teardown.
What?
Like set up the teardown.
I like the
of
fact that the
production?
coffee cups in there are always microphones. Like
Yeah.
you see them carrying coffee cups all the time. It's a good way to hide them.
In the Sal punishment where he was rubbing feet.
Ugh.
Yeah, I just seen it again today. But like, I think it was when the friend lady was moaning, and another time. But you see the guy holding a video camera in the background, just right behind Sal, and one was in front of the lady who got her feet rubbed with ranch, who wasn't in on it. So I'm like, does she already know that she's been videotaped? Because it's very clear. It was obvious. So I was wondering at what point she became aware as a TV show, just kept rolling with it.
It might have been one of those things where it's like at Comic-Con, I know you want your privacy, but at Comic-Con they have cameras rolling all over the place.
Yeah.
Maybe it was a convention. I mean, maybe they were, I don't know. It's obviously not as big as Comic-Con.
You have to see it. The guy wasn't that far away. He was looking like he was pointing right at him, unless he somehow made it seem like he was pointing at the yacht. But then behind the scenes, they made a point to show like, oh, look, we have a camera hidden in the baby carriage and stuff.
Uh-huh.
So I was like, did that guy come out when people think the jig is up, or when Sal's not looking, or I don't know. But behind the scenes stuff, you'll never know.
I like they have an inside jokes one where it's like little quips that come up as they're doing it. I like that
pop-up
kind
video?
of stuff. Yeah, like pop-up video.
Yeah,
Did you ever watch that?
I've seen a couple like that. I don't remember any trivia.
VH1 had an actual show where they played music videos and they had trivia that popped up on the.
Oh, that we're talking about the brokers when they have the.
I'm
pop-up.
talking about the Jokers, but I'm saying that she compared it to VH1.
Oh, I don't watch VH1. Sorry,
Does VH1 even exist anymore?
I don't know.
got me.
You never watched VH1 when you were younger? Pop-Up Video was
It
awesome.
was.
I watched half of what I watched was Comedy Central and Cartoon Network.
Really?
Yeah, why not?
No, that's fine. I guess that's...
You never. That's why you didn't watch like Chappelles Show, which I think is so like it was a pop culture. Like it was the one show like everybody. I was in middle school, I think, or high school. Everybody knew all the quotes from that show. It was like the most relevant shows. Like Game of Thrones is now to me. You know, it seems like everybody's seen it. You can talk about it. It's pretty universal. Chappelle's Show was that for me. It's funny that you never watched it.
I've seen 2 skits off the whole show.
And you've probably seen it after the fact too.
What? No, I've seen 2 skits entirely from
Yeah.
period.
Like years after. I mean, you watch it even
I
at
never
that point.
watched
in
it.
time. Yeah.
I don't know why, but I never thought he was funny. He could be hilarious, but I never got into him.
Do you remember what skits you watched?
There was the Real World one, which was pretty funny.
Yeah.
And then you guys...
He wasn't that.
You guys made me watch a Prince one. At work.
Wait, so you never...
You're blown.
You never saw the Rick James at all?
No. I mean, I've seen, like, small clips of it just because...
You probably heard catchphrases.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
And it's one of those things that I'm not knocking him, and he could be the funniest person ever. I know that special's coming out.
Well, I liked it. It was, do you know it's Charlie Murphy, Eddie Murphy's brother. He's been in a couple movies.
Yeah.
But just the way he narrated both that Prince story and the what you call it? What's the name I just said?
Rick James.
Rick James, sorry. Like his true stories, and just the way he's telling the story, but it's exaggerated on screen by all the actors. Oh fuck, it was so funny. I could watch it today and laugh my ass off.
I don't know. I just never had any desire to watch it.
His special, like, just saying funny shit on Netflix. Even though he went crazy for 10 years. I don't know who
for
does
10
that.
years.
Like,
Took a decade off.
Basically, he hasn't done... I don't know if he's done any movies. He's just done a couple shows and most of the time smoked cigarettes and walked off. But it's funny, he's still relevant in nowadays that he could get Netflix specials for, like, not having done shit, basically. Since the show. And even when he hosted SNL, that was a big... Like, everyone was like, oh my god, he's back.
I don't know. I feel like I don't know.
That's your thing?
It's just not my thing.
Oh, did you watch anything on Comedy Central? Or did you not watch that channel? Like South Park is my mainstay for.
I watched the first 7 seasons of South Park. I'm trying to think of anything. What else is on Comedy Central? Isn't Futurama the number 2 Comedy Central show of all time?
Is it?
I think it is. Yeah,
that's
it's
awesome.
Just reruns.
I'm glad for it because Futurama was an awesome show.
You know what I think it was? Is I think a bunch of my friends like Half Baked like a lot, and I fucking hated the movie, and it just put a bad taste of him and Jim Brewer in my mouth.
Did you hate it because of its stoner?
No, I don't care
culture?
about that. I like Dazed and Confused. I had a big stoner culture.
Yeah.
Probably not as much. A whole movie.
I like Kevin Smith movies.
I hear what you're saying. There is. I think in those movies there's like.
I really.
There's like the mention of drugs occasionally. Like Half Baked is. If they don't mention marijuana in a minute span, I'd be surprised.
I really didn't like Jim Brewer at all. Like at all.
In anything or that movie?
I don't like him. I don't have any problems with Dave Chappelle. I just never got into it. But that's the movie that started my hatred towards, not hatred, but just
Disdain.
complete.
Is he in anything else?
Disregard of whatever they've done. I don't know.
I know he's a comedian, but I don't think I've seen him
Doesn't mean he did anything.
in any other movie. And I will say I'm a fan of Half Baked.
Yeah, I'm not. I like Friday. That's a stoner movie, kind of.
Yeah.
I like Fridays. All 3 that I've seen.
Half Baked has a 16 on Metascore.
Oh, yeah, I'm not arguing. It's a good movie. The best thing that comes out in Chappelle's Show, I think 2 times he brought the characters from Half Baked into it, or like at least.
Are they really comparing Louis C.K. right now and Dave Chappelle just because they had a special come out at the same time? Is
Probably.
that what it is?
They both hit Netflix, I think, recently.
I like Louis C.K.
I'm a big fan of his.
I've
never seen his show.
We watched like half the first season. It's really funny. It's weird though.
How many seasons is it on now?
He's on hiatus like Chappelle. He did like 3 seasons or something, and then he stopped making them for a while.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it kind of like
I heard him talking about it. At
like
one point.
Larry David on hiatus from Curb Your Enthusiasm, even though it's been like 8 years since he made one, but he still talks like he can make another one anytime he wants. The doors
probably could.
the door's open, I think, but
Yeah.
but it's just at his leisure.
How much do you think Larry David's worth?
A butt ton.
Oh my god.
He went through-
Seinfeld's got to be one of the most famous sitcoms.
But he also went through a divorce.
When was that? Before Curb or after?
It was during, because
Oh.
they based the season off of it.
He did get divorced like second to last season.
How you want to take a guess? Larry David's net worth, and it says around. So
I'm going to guess a couple $100 million, but
Katrina,
150 million.
and this is after the divorce.
okay,
900 million.
Oh my god.
that's awesome.
Yeah,
I'm not mad at that.
no, not
He
at all.
walks
I mean,
around
how
in
can you
jeans
be?
and a sweater all day.
Yeah,
Jerry Seinfeld. You take a guess?
probably half that 5.
820 million.
Wow. Jeez, I didn't know comedians in cars getting coffee was so popular.
And that's just like those guys created the show, though.
Yeah.
I mean, what's Jason Alexander? There's no way he would be.
Do all of them get
He's doing
residuals?
alright.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Every single friend
Yeah.
gets residuals.
So,
Every time
Remember,
it's
didn't
aired.
we talk about that? How many millions of dollars the friends get per year?
we did the other day.
It was like something like $20 million a year.
You don't need to do anything
don't ever have to work.
ever again.
I want to know how much Gunther at Central Perk makes off of syndication. He was the 7th highest
Build.
build on the show because he was in like 165 episodes or something.
I hope just for his sake that he...
Has
I'm
enough
sure.
where he doesn't have to work.
Yeah. That's all you got
Because
to
no one
do
wants
is
to hire that guy.
be in a successful show.
Well, I'm sure he's got to make some money. I'm trying to find his name. James Michael Tyler. James Michael Tyler net worth.
If you have a picture of him, I want to see what he looks like now.
It says he's worth about $500,000.
Eh,
That's good. Who knows
More
what
than me.
part of that
that's
is
way more than me.
residual.
Yeah. You want to see a picture of him? Let's see how much it's.
If he's
How
anything
much
like
is-
Phoebe, Lisa Kudrow, it won't be good.
She's in a movie with Anna Kendrick coming out.
Is she Andrew Kendrick's mom?
No.
Ooh. Wasted opportunity.
Yeah, it doesn't say, but I mean, he's got to be making thousands of dollars a year. If they're making $20 million, obviously he got paid so little.
Yeah.
But if he's making $10,000 a year off it, who cares? I mean, that's just
Extra money?
Do you think Kramer and them are...
yeah, they're collecting. I mean, they got paid just as much as Jerry Seinfeld did, I'm sure, for the actual episodes. But he got paid on the other end because he was also a
Creativity?
creator of the show.
Yeah.
That's my guess.
Question, shows on Netflix, do they get paid residuals? Like,
I would say no.
Well, they're not
people still watch them, but...
in like syndication or anything.
No.
So that's interesting. Okay. Wow, he looks old.
Oh.
The reason I asked is, I'm going to forget her name. The lady from Seinfeld. I know it if I heard it. It's
Dreyfus.
Yeah,
Julia Lewis.
Dreyfus. She's rich to begin with.
How many? But how many shows has she been in?
Veep.
Veep.
Veep. Sorry. Okay, she was in a couple episodes of Arrested Development. And
She was in that show with Clark Gregg, wasn't she?
Yeah, but I don't know what it
I don't know what
was.
the name was.
What's her name? Julia Louis Dreyfus.
Yeah.
Net worth. You want to take a guess? Did you see?
I did.
Is it really
There's
high?
no way he's going to guess that.
Guess.
1,200,000.
No way he's going to guess that.
$3.4 billion.
What?
She comes from a rich family.
Wow. Is all hers now? Why does
Everybody died off.
Why does she do anything?
For fun.
She could.
She gets bored.
She can make Veep herself. She don't need a studio.
Yeah, she's got more money than Trump.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Run a campaign.
Makes you
I
want to.
kind of know how to do this job.
Like, I wonder what other. Because, like, Anderson Cooper has family money. There's a bunch of people that have family money because when you have family money, it's easier to
need to
make
have
it
real
big in
job.
real life.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah. We talked about a lot of stupid shit in this episode.
Yeah, let's call it the
You gonna
stupid
scrap
shit
it still?
episode.
That's the name of the episode.
Perfect.
Huh?
What?
What'd you say?
I said, you going to scrap it still?
No, I'll put it up, and it's just... it is. It's just a stupid shit episode. Because we got stuff coming up where we're going to be doing more more stuff. This one just kind of came together at the last minute.
Yeah.
More
We
stuff.
didn't really pre-plan.
I do not give the release fee to show my face in this podcast.
I will show you a picture whenever I want when it comes to the podcast. You already said it's okay.
Do you have it in writing?
Referring to the podcast.
Do you have
Verbal
do you have an audio?
A verbal agreement is
Gentleman's agreement.
contractually binding in the state of California, and there were multiple people there. I could talk to Will,
What?
and he's going to listen
Will,
to
what?
this.
Goblin Hands won't back you up.
Yes, he would. Because I say I'll put him on the podcast, and he'll be like, okay.
He's listening to this now.
So? Who cares?
I think we're breaking the fourth wall.
Just talking to people that are listening right now. Is that considered breaking the microphone?
I don't know what it is. It's going to cause a time loop.
We've done it with Travis before.
And right now,
We're just insulting him.
I wouldn't do that to him. I'll wait till the microphone's off.
With that being said, that's this week's episode of 9 to 5 Nerds with Robert Swathwood, Corey Urkel, and Katrina Swathwood.
Bye.